You're ready? Okay. It's right on the dot here, so we'll go ahead and get started. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining on this rainy night. Just another reminder before we get started about membership, and you will get a renewal request via email. I know I just got mine the other day for renewal in November, so just kind of watch out for that cycle, and please, consider doing all of that online. Thank you. Okay, so just a brief overview of our agenda here, and once we get through our treasurer's report and our meeting minutes, then we're going to have the lovely, our friends and our protectors from the fire department here. Oh, sorry, just a quick reminder about your cell phones, please, and if you need to speak with someone while someone up here is speaking, we just ask that you take that outside. Thank you so much. Okay, so Steve is not here this evening. He had something come up, but Nadine has agreed to share with us the treasurer's report. Thank you.
Thanks, Chris. So you can see by Steve's report, we had income of $177.61. That includes memberships and interest. We had expenses of $100 for the church rental, and we had to renew our D&O and liability insurance for $537. Year to date, our income $4,544. That includes a little over $2,000 in membership and another $2,000 in interest earned. And then, as you can see, Steve's got updated information on the CD ladders he's doing. We just had one mature and reinvested it maybe last week. So total in cash is $13,272.29. And then we've got $15,000 in CDs. So there you have it. Back to you, Chris.
Thank you. Any questions on the report from anyone? I see we did renew that one that just matured, so that was great. Okay, then moving on to our minutes from last month, and these were sent out in the emails last week and then today again. So if there's no questions on the minutes.
Move to approve.
All in favor? Any opposed? Okay. Thank you so much. It's all you. Thank you, guys.
How do we change this slide? Just this little.
Yes, right there.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having us. My name is Cody Allen. I'm the Assistant Chief of EMS at the Matlacha-Pine Island Fire Control District. To my left is Finance Manager Sarah Miles, and to my right is Assistant Chief of Fire Matthew Davis. We wanted to come here tonight to share some information about our department, some of the happenings that will be coming up and that we're currently going through right now. I did leave some goodies in the back. Got a safety light here. There's a little pill bottle here to separate any pills. This right here is a safety hammer that you can put in your vehicle, and it's used to punch out the window in case of an emergency. It's also got a little seatbelt cutter on the back as well. This vial of life here, I'll talk about that in the presentation, so I'll come back to that. And then a magnet to remind you of to check your smoke detector batteries as well. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get started. This is some of our call data from last year and year to date this year. So we ran, it's over here, 1,841 calls last year, with the majority of them, not much separation on A shift, which we have 3 shifts in our department, 24 hours on, 48 hours off. We used the helicopter 48 times last year, and already this year we are up to 50 times. So that's a roughly 5 times a month we're using the helicopter. We use the helicopter for a variety of different reasons, the majority of them being our distance to many of the specialty care facilities within our area. A lot of our cardiac facilities and neuro facilities are quite a long way away by ground, especially with season traffic. So it provides the patient with a much more expedited response time to get to a higher level of care by airlifting them when the illness or ailment calls for us to do so. The majority of the time we are landing behind Publix, so if you see a helicopter coming in at a very low angle near there, that's why. We used to utilize a lot in Doug Taylor Circle, but we no longer utilize that. We utilize the area right behind Publix. Yeah. That's for a different guest speaker. But so like I said, we're up to roughly 1,300 calls this year when we ran this report. So it was at the beginning of this month. The majority of our calls are always going to be medical in nature. We have had 41 fire-related calls this year, either brush or structure fire, vehicle fires, marine fires. We also run quite a few public assistance. So that's, I don't know if everybody is aware of that service that we provide, but if you or a loved one needs any sort of assistance, the majority of the time when we run those calls, it's for somebody that's fallen and they can't get up themselves, or their loved one that's there can't get up, or if they have if they need to get up out of a car to get back upstairs from a doctor's appointment, we provide that service. And you can call 911 or you can call our station, and we will come and assist you in that capacity. And then we run a lot of vehicle accidents. The majority of the time is at that intersection at Veterans and Burn Store. That's a pretty popular intersection for vehicle accidents. So, yeah.
Kathy, I'm sorry. Kathy, could you take the conversation outside, please? Sorry.
No problem at all. No problem at all. Do you have anything to add to that? Good. Okay.
Can I ask you a question on
Sure.
the leaf light?
Yeah.
So a question on
The leaf light, when you say, so how do you, what is, I guess I would like to understand who is determining and how quickly do you need to call them? Because, you're saying obviously it's because of the distance and you're trying to get the person to where they need to be quickly. I would imagine that a lot of times that's a lot of, quick decisions.
Yeah.
Or
so,
are they on standby, or can you just kind of explain how that?
Yeah, absolutely. So it all starts with dispatch, right? So whoever calls 911, that process begins with them. So if you're on the phone with the 911 dispatcher, they're going to acquire a lot of vital information that is going to be relayed to our crews and to the ambulance before we even leave the station. So depending on the nature of the call and the severity of the call per the 911 call taker, they may place the helicopter in a standby capacity. So they essentially what a standby capacity is they get in the helicopter, they pull it out of the hangar, and they are ready to lift if we get to scene and indicate that they're needed, right? So depending on where the helicopter is at in the county, if they're at their hangar, typically they can be anywhere on our island within 8 minutes. It's very quickly, especially if they're in that standby role. If they're not on standby and we just launch them from we get on scene and we're like, we need a helicopter and we haven't put them on standby, there may be a little bit of a delay to get it out of the hangar and whatnot. But to answer your question, our crews train constantly. We do coordinated training also with Leaf Light. So our providers, both on the fire side and on the EMS side, go through a number of trainings to make that determination of whether a higher level of care is needed, and also what the drive time would be in relation to driving or flying, right? So that's a big thing out here. Some of the inland departments don't utilize a helicopter as much because they're very close to the hospital, right? But out here, especially at the tip of Bokeelia, tip of St. James City, if we're needing to go to Gulf Coast, which is deep into Fort Myers, that can present some issues and some challenges, especially if you have a potentially life-saving intervention that's needed. So again, that process starts very, very early on when the callers call 911. That's why it's very important, and our dispatchers are trained to ask those questions to kind of help determine what the severity is, what resources may or may not be needed to try to get that ball rolling as early as possible. So, hope that answers your question.
Yes, thank you. And how many helicopters are there?
So locally in Lee County, there is one helicopter. Okay, Collier County also has one, and then there is one in Port Charlotte, and I believe there's one in Venice and one in Northport. So depending on a number of factors, which I'm not qualified to speak on when they won't fly, right? But if the helicopter in Lee County is on a medical call or on a call and they can't respond out here, they'll automatically call the next closest helicopter to try to get us a response. And depending, if the helicopter from the next closest helicopter is coming from Venice and it's a 40-minute estimated time, it might make sense to go by ground. So those are all things that we're thinking about while we're on scene treating the patient. Yes, exactly, yes.
I just want to make another comment. I had a visitor, in-law, family member, who got sick at my house this spring, and it was when they were still working on the bridge out there, and she ended up getting life flighted out. So thank you for the quick response and that decision.
I think I remember that
Yeah.
call. Yes. Okay, so any other questions on this slide? We'll move on here. All right, so these are some of the department programs that we offer. I'm going to pass the mic to our finance manager to talk a little bit more about these, since you're probably sick of hearing my voice.
Thanks. All right, Heart Saver, CPR, AED, that's something that Assistant Chief Allen manages a lot of. Most of our, probably half of our guys are certified to actually teach CPR. So anybody can come and learn CPR. If you need the actual certification, it's $30-something, right? $40, something like that. Yeah, but you can also come and just learn for free whenever you like. Feel free to call Assistant Chief Allen. Smoke alarm installation. We can't do any of the electrical aspect of it. We're not electricians, but we can come change batteries if you have very high ceilings and don't have a ladder tall enough or don't feel comfortable climbing the ladder. We can help you out with that. Station tours. All 4 of our stations are staffed 24 hours a day. You can stop by at any normal hours, obviously, not in the middle of the night, but our guys are willing to show anybody the station, the trucks, anything you'd like to see. Sharps. All 4 stations collect Sharps containers, and you can also get a new container. So if you have the need to have needles in your life, you can have a container, collect them all, bring them to us, and we dispose of them properly. Car seat installation. Myself and 2 other of our employees at the department are car seat certified. So if you have children, grandchildren coming into town and need a car seat installed in your car and don't feel comfortable doing it yourself, we're...
Speak a little bit about that, because I was kind of surprised at the invasiveness of a car seat credential. It's much more involved than what it sounds like.
It's a week-long class that we take. There's Safe Kids of Florida is the organization that puts it on. Our local jurisdiction is out of Galisanos. So I went to a week-long class, and you learn everything from infant carriers up to booster seats and everything in between. Obviously, every car seat manufacturer is slightly different, so there are intricacies to each of them, which is why it's so difficult to learn it all. We still rely on, every car is different, every car seat is different. You still have to look at all the manuals and everything. But if you would like to have more information on that, the 3 of us are all at Station 1, Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 4:30. So you can call and make an appointment or even just stop by. Most of the time, one of us is at least there. Blood pressure checks at any of our 4 stations. All of our individuals are qualified to perform those. Any questions on any of that before we?
I think you just said that you can make an appointment or not, but is it recommended that
Yeah,
if you know?
give us a call, but
Yeah.
it's usually, we can get it done the same day. If
Okay.
it's like a last minute, I got to go pick up
Or
a
if you're just
grandchild or
passing
something.
by and you just want to take your chance.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Good. Yes.
So Station 1 is here, the one at the center, right across the street from the Methodist Church. Station 2 is St. James City. Station 3 is Bokeelia. And Station 4 is Matlacha. We do not. The closest place is Cortez in Topaz. Yes, Topaz Court in Fort Myers. Right.
So can I just, we have a countywide hazardous waste collection coming up at the end of November.
I was just going to say that.
And Chris will have it on the slide later. And also, I just want to remind the audience, please come up to the mic because the people on streaming can't hear you. Thanks.
Yeah, since Ian, we've pushed for that a little bit more with the county trying to get that out here because we get it all the time at the station. They come with used gas and we don't have any way to get rid of it. Okay, post-fire pet adoption program. So if a pet is lost in a fire, we have an agreement with the Lee County Domestic Animal Services that will waive any fee related to adopting a new pet. The pet finder window stickers, you didn't bring any of those, did you? They're little silver stickers. The directions are on the back, but basically you put them on the door of where the pet sleeps, correct? And then there's little stickers that go on either side. Basically, when our people show up, it says, hey, there's a pet in here, dog, cat, whatever it may be. We know to search for that, and right. Safe place is, yeah, they're kind of the same. So safe place is for children under the age of 18 who feel that they need a safe place to go. They don't feel safe at home or for whatever reason, correct? They're able to come to any of our fire stations and be there until the authorities can come and take care of it. Safe haven is for infants, mothers who want to give up a newborn baby. We have the ability to take them at all 4 stations as well.
And it's completely anonymous for the mother or the family. It's completely anonymous for the family that is intending to, put the newborn up for adoption. It's completely anonymous. So, sure. The Vial of Life, I only brought a couple of these because I'm getting low on them. So we do have them available at our main station at Station 1 here at the center. But the Vial of Life program, this goes on your refrigerator. And inside here is a bunch of information, personal information that you can fill out with your allergies, past medical history, medications, so that if there is a medical emergency and, unfortunately, or, God forbid, you're incapacitated, we have the ability to know what your medical history is, and we can, then treat you appropriately if there's vital information on here. So this is something that our crews are trained to look for on the refrigerators. So this is, and then this little sticker also goes on your front door or near your front door. All right. Any questions on that? Yes, sir.
Hi, my name's Leo Amos. I think most of you know me, especially the fire department, but from the meetings we've had. But is that all over Lee County, what you just showed us?
Yes, the Vial of Life is actually a program that's sponsored by Lee Health, the hospital system. So these should be available at all of the fire stations within the county because this is a program, again, and I actually get these from the hospital. So it's a program that the hospital has funded, just a way of getting people to put their medical information in a place to where responders that are responding can find it easily.
Would that include family members and telephones?
Yeah, it could be a next of kin, it could be contact information for your power of attorney, things like that, yes.
Pretty good. Is there anything else that goes along with that, or is that just specific to that?
Yeah.
How many of them do you need? One or two or what?
Yeah, it's just one. Unless there's multiple people in the house, you can fill out multiple for other individuals that are in the home.
So they could be specific to an individual, like medicine, or is that what you're telling me? So that if they came in the house, they would know what to.
Yep. So it's
Look
just right
for-
here. It's medical information. There's a place for your driver's license, insurance card if necessary. So it's just something that our crews can grab and bring with you to the hospital if you're not in a position to provide this information, right? Depending on the illness or ailment that's existing. It's got a spot for medical history. Circle yes or no and fill in the blank. Things like that. Emergency contacts that can be contacted in the event that there is a medical emergency. So it's really good information, and it allows for our providers to be able to acquire this information quickly in a time of emergency.
I think that's an excellent idea. That's the first time I'd seen it, and that's the reason why I came up to ask about it. To
Yeah.
see. So you don't have enough of them for tonight?
Yeah, I brought everyone that we had, which I think was like 6, because we do have a lot of people that come. So I'll have to go to Lee Health this week to get some more, and I'll have some more this week.
Oh, so we can come out on the weekend, next weekend, and pick up one?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I would just add that if you do use that, make sure it's up to date.
Right, yeah, because I mean, medication, like you said, medications change. People get diagnosed with new things all the time. Emergency contacts may change. So the most up-to-date information you can provide will allow for us to expedite your care. All right, so this is something that's very special to me. Back in, I believe, 2018, 2019, our fire department made the goal of converting our department to an ALS program. ALS stands for Advanced Life Support. So currently in the state of Florida, they recognize both EMTs, emergency medical technicians, and paramedics. Right, so EMTs can provide a very basic level of care between, CPR, the use of an AED, oxygen, aspirin. They can assist you with your epinephrine pen, all potentially life-saving treatments, but it's very basic care. They can get a set of vitals from you, but again, all very important things. What the ALS designation allows us to do is much more advanced treatments, administer much more advanced medications, many of the same things that the ambulance can provide. This was a very long endeavor, and finally in September of 2023, we met the standards set forth by the state to acquire our ALS program. We just renewed our ALS license through the state last month for another 2 years. It's renewed every 2 years. So some of these things include EKGs on scene, very advanced levels of medications, potentially life-saving. We can intubate on scene. We can provide higher level of trauma care. So just a much more elevated level of care that we can provide. And again, this has been a labor of love. We've had a lot of our providers go through medic school, which paramedic school is about a 16-month program that involves a number of hours on the ambulance as well as a number of hours in the hospital emergency room setting that are trained to provide this level of care. And then you can see some of the pictures there. We also do continuing education very often in our department. So this is something that we're very proud of. We think that it definitely provides a better level of care to the community. And again, I could talk about this all day. So we can, if anybody has any questions or we can speak offline, I'm happy to talk to you about it. You guys can come to the station and see some of the tools of the trade if you'd like to. But yeah, any questions at all?
Are there just certain members who are trained, or is everyone trained?
So our
staff. I should-
Our standard for our department is to have at least one paramedic on every apparatus in our district. We also have EMTs as well, because again, EMT level of care is definitely potentially life-saving, right? But if we have a paramedic on that apparatus, we are able to perform this level of care. So that is our internal policy, to have a paramedic on every engine, and that allows us to provide that level of care. Yeah, and again, because there's one ambulance on the island, it's here at the center. You know, an emergency in Matlacha, you know, down at the tip of St. James City, up in Bokeelia, right? We can get there in a much more timely manner because of our 4 stations, and begin that high level of care quicker. Yeah. All right. Who would like to talk about this?
I thought this was all I was talking about. Okay, Station 2. So in 2024, about a year ago actually, we applied and received a grant through the Community Development Block Grant Disaster Recovery. This is through HUD, the federal government. The county was, I'm sure you guys have all heard, the county was initially, it was like 213 million, I think they were initially awarded through HUD, and then they're required to then get it out to the community and meet the requirements that HUD has set forth. So we were awarded just over 5 million, it's like 5,030,000, I think, to rebuild Station 2. Station 2 has been on our projected 5-year plan for quite a few years now. It's anybody who lives down in St. James, you drive by it all the time. It's basically a metal shed that we have over the years built out living quarters inside of. It can really only house the one engine, and we have a very small pickup truck size brush truck that fits in it. So it's been a project for quite a while, and this kind of fell into place perfectly for us. So we're really excited about it. We have all the design done, and that's on the next slide if you want to. It's basically the same as Station 4, the colorful one there in Matlacha. There is an extra bay in the outlook of St. James City as our most busiest station, being the population down there. If we were to ever get an extra ambulance out here in 30, 40, 50 years, that's probably where it would go. So the board wanted to be prepared for that. So we have 3 bays and same interior living quarters that we have at Station 4 right now that the crew really, really likes. The classroom will be a little bit bigger there too, in hopes of being able to host some meetings down there and provide a meeting space for St. James City as well. We also hope, we're not really sure, when we initially started the project, the design of it, we've added on a little bit more than we initially expected, so we're hoping our $5 million makes it, but we would like to put on the back side of the property, you can kind of see like back there, and this building here is a storage facility that we'd be able to keep pallets of water and hurricane supplies, sandbags, all of that kind of stuff. We really don't have the storage at Station 1 for that kind of stuff. We get it as we need from the county or from SAMS, but we're not able to really store it. And then it would also provide a good covered area for training purposes for the crews. Gets really hot in the gear, and being out in the sun makes it difficult to be out there for very long. So we hope that our $5 million will make it that far, but we're hoping to go out to bid November. I was just working on this. We have most of our documents all together. The county has to do a final review of them, and then our board has to approve them, hopefully in this October board meeting at the end of the month, and then we going out for bid. Being a HUD grant, we have to take the lowest bid. We don't have really any option of we like this contractor over this contractor. It's really just going to come down to who can bid the project the lowest. And yeah, we hope to break ground very soon. I know the guys are excited about it, getting out of the shed. You guys have any questions?
I do.
Sure.
Sorry.
No, it's
So I imagine, but you validate or not, there's only certain contractors that would qualify.
Right. So they have to meet the minimum qualifications, which we set forth in the invitation to bid, which is a finesse kind of thing, because you don't want to put too many qualifications and not get any bids.
Yeah.
But you also want to make sure, like,
It's covered.
they've done commercial projects before, and they've worked on federally funded projects, because there are a lot of, with Section 3 and Davis-Bacon and all the reporting requirements that are going to come on the back end of this, we need a contractor that's done this before, at least has some experience in that realm.
So the priority is more on that end? I mean, I was thinking, are there only certain contractors that would build a fire station?
Fire stations, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a
I mean,
few,
I don't know.
There's a few in the county, and then there's also some that have come in since Hurricane Ian. And Manhattan, who's doing
Oh, yeah.
the bridge and all the road and everything, they're also building Sanibel's getting both stations rebuilt. The
Oh.
one they're building right now is FEMA funded, and Manhattan got that. But FEMA doesn't have as much on the requirement side of has to take the lowest bid. I think they had a little bit of wiggle room there, so I'm not sure that Manhattan's going to be able to.
And public safety buildings are difficult to navigate as well, because not only is it a commercial structure, but it also has a living quarters. So that's something that contractors have been able to navigate in the past as well.
But yes, there is something in the invitation to bid that requires not necessarily a fire station, but a public safety facility that has combination living and commercial quarters, basically, because it's half residential, half
Yeah.
commercial.
Different codes,
Yeah.
I would think. And then this might be premature, but you've got in there that there's going to be a helipad.
Yes.
And so how will that affect the way that you're handling that situation now?
So currently down in St. James, we use mosquito control has a landing pad on York Road. It's kind of up there in the mangroves. So we still have access to that, but the one that we were using at the center was also mosquito control. And this would give us we know we're always going to have access to this on our property.
You said earlier that you're using behind Publix right now.
So I can speak on that a little bit. So again, time is everything in a lot of these emergencies. There are a few mosquito control landing pads on the island. We've been in meetings with mosquito control, and they've indicated to us that they're wanting to, at some point, consolidate their operations to the building that they purchased off of Woodstock. They didn't give us any estimated time of when that would occur, but us providing this space here, like Sarah said, it gives us the ability to always have a secured landing zone that we won't have to shut down Stringfellow to land a helicopter. And again, we try to have an area designated in each of our 4 areas. So Station 3, we can land a helicopter behind our Station 3. They land there multiple times. In Matlacha, we can use the community park. And we can also land in Royalty. We've landed right on the golf course. Down in St. James City, like she said, we have York Road. It's a fenced-in, secluded, and the helicopter pilots, they like to have a secured landing zone that's concrete, that they don't have to worry about different cavitations, right? That's one of the concerns that they had behind Publix, because it's a grassy area. They actually came out here and inspected the lot to make sure that it was okay for them to land, especially at night. Because, if you land in a little divot, the blades will twist, and, that's beyond my scope. But, and then Station 1 here, we use Publix, and in a pinch, we could also use the baseball fields if we need to. So that's kind of why we wanted to have a designated area here in case we no longer have access to York Road, which we currently do have access to it. But if in the future it comes about, we don't want to be scrambling.
No, that makes sense to have it contained there. Perfect. Yeah, it looks really good.
And also, kind of more to the response side of things, we wouldn't necessarily, if you're in Tropical Point, we're not going to go back to Station 2 to get on a helicopter. You're making your way towards town no matter what. So most of the people that will benefit from this is everybody south of Station 2, the bulk of the community down in St. James. Any other questions?
I have a hard time off the mic, but I think everybody will hear me. Is the equipment, any equipment in that station, the new station now? Is any fire apparatus in that station right now?
In Station 2 currently? Yeah, yeah. All 4 of our stations have engines.
What apparatus do you have?
We have an engine and a brush truck.
Somebody was talking about a ladder truck a while back. Are we looking at that or what?
Yes. Did you have a slide on the ladder truck? No. So we're currently having a ladder truck built with the new height regulations allowed by the county. The board felt that it was necessary for us to move that direction so that we're able to actually service some of these homes that are going to be 3 stories plus. Yeah, we already have a few buildings on the island that would be difficult. So the ladder truck will be housed at Station 1, and that engine that we currently have at Station 1 will become a reserve once that gets delivered. But we're 8 months to a year.
I guess this falls under me. We did purchase through Suffins. It will be here in March. They're saying maybe February, but probably March. Our goal is to get all of our engineers and acting engineers certified by the end of this year. Once the truck gets arrived, Suffins will provide a 3-day class, 1 day for each of our shifts to do with the actual truck training. And then once we actually get it, we're going to do 3 months of in-house training before we actually put it in service. So March, April, May. Best case scenario, probably June we'll have it in service, and it will be stationed at Station 1 along with our rescue truck.
All right, so just to wrap up, we have a couple events that are going to be coming up. The soonest would be our open house event. It's on Saturday, October 25th. Here at our main station, Station 1, we will have a pumpkin patch. I think we have 400 pumpkins that we'll have to give out to the community, and every year it seems like they all go pretty quick. So it's from 10 to 1. We can give tours of the fire station. We'll have the Leaf Light helicopter will be here as well. We'll have members of Lee County Sheriff's Office here, forestry, mosquito control. We'll have a trailer that we can put some fake smoke in, and the kids can go in and evacuate through the window. It's an annual event that we really look forward to every year, and ice cream as well, and hot dogs. Yes. The day before that, we have the trunk or treat. It's hosted by Kiwanis, but it's an event that we always participate in as well. It's over at the elementary school, so that's something to look forward to. And then our Christmas tree lighting event is on December 19th, I believe beginning at 6:30, sometime around there. Again, another annual event that we look forward to. It's always got a great turnout. And then some of our other community participation events. We participate every year in back to school. You'll see us with the engine, making sure cars will slow down for the kids going back to school. We participate every year in the 4th of July parade. And we actually were at the school yesterday, today, and then we're hosting them tomorrow and Thursday for Fire Prevention Week, which is this week. And that's everything we have. Does anybody have any questions? I'll come to you.
I brought this up in one of the meetings at the station, and I got to give it to these people. I was part of that paramedic operation, and a lot of them got upset with me when they didn't know they were going to be junior doctors. They still won't talk to me, but all 18 of those kids passed the test to put that unit in operation, and that's because of these 2 gentlemen right here. So don't just go in there and expect to see nothing. You're going to see a whole lot of stuff. Tammy, what do you know is the budget for next year for the fire department? Sarah, I'm sorry. What's the budget going to be for the fire department next year? The whole total operation for the fire department.
Okay, so total operating expenses. We're at about 9 million. Capital outlays 5.5, but that's mostly Station 2's rebuild of 5. And then debt service of 389,000.
Okay. The reason I'm bringing it up, I think two of you know what I'm going to say. It's time for the builders to pitch in a little bit more money for the money they're making on this island and the real estate establishment. Whole lot of people are making more money than you think off of this island. And these guys are working under a budget. They're big borrowing and stealing money. And they're dealing with non-true fire equipment. They're buying cabs and chassis off of commercial trucks. They don't last as long as your regular fire department. Right or wrong, I'm trying to be honest with it now, since I got a little bit of that under my belt. So I really think some people need to pay these taxes that we're asked to pay, because the fire department is the second largest layout on your taxes. So I don't even know what the taxes are going to go to next year. They went up what this year, 5.3%?
Our taxes for the department, no. I think
Well,
it's
we raised
1.7.
tax. I know we did. I was in that meeting.
Countywide, maybe, yes. But we don't get any of the Lee County BOCC line. We don't get any of that. We just get our department funding.
One point something. I don't remember
was
all of it from that
1.7.
meeting. I should have written it all down, but I'm still trying to run my department in Maryland and stay down here as much as I can, but it doesn't work that way. And I want to see these guys get some more money, but I don't want us as taxpayers to pay it. Now, there's a very large development that went in outside of Annapolis. They started at 650,000 condos, not on the water, one up to $1.5 million. I made the contractor build an elementary school before he got any more permits. Because what it was going to cost Anne Arundel County School Board was ridiculous, and what it was going to cost the fire department. Because they're buying those aluminum $750,000 fire boats up there. They're not buying what these boys are trying to run, which I think they're going to need something bigger, because I understand they're going to start running offshore trying to help people. You got to give them a hand, people, but somewhere along the line, I want to see our taxes slowed up. And really, I'd like to know what the permit section makes, just for curiosity. And I'm going to give you one example, and it's very hard for me to do this right now. I'm the controller for the National Rifle Association for the state of Florida and Georgia. I know how much money went to all 50 states. State of Florida got $32 million from the NRA last year. It's the Pittman Robinson funds. You can't tell me that we can't build that system to start monitoring the taxes through the county to give these guys a hand. Thank you for your time.
So to that, we do get what's called impact fees. I won't get too detailed in it, but when a new development is built, a new home is built, anything that is new construction on the island, it's determined at the county level, but there's basically an impact fee that you would pay in order to build that new home.
What's that percentage?
It depends on what it is, but say, I think Publix, we got about 30,000, I think, from that development. But a regular single-family home, we maybe get a few $100s, not very much for small single-family home construction. But those fees can only be spent on additions to our fleet. So currently, all of the impact fees that we get every year, we use towards our debt service on Station 4, and once the ladder truck is here, we can use it towards that as well. But we usually, I want to say we budget maybe $25,000 a year in impact fees, and we're usually right around that. The year that Publix was built, obviously we got a little bit more than normal, but our debt service usually covers
So it's
most of
important
that.
to know that it's the county commissioners who set the impact fees. And
Right.
so if you want to lobby for more of those funds. Now, I know they lowered impact fees in the 2008 Great Recession. Exactly. So it's really the county commissioners who you need to address those questions to.
And they are in the process. That's what made me think of it. They are in the process of doing a study of the entire county. All of the fire boards have pushed for it because it had gotten to the point where the impact fees really aren't doing.
More out of those people than we can our commissioners. And they know how to help, believe me, they know how to help. They need the money. But I'll sit here and shut up.
But the county is working on updating those fees, and they will increase based on what throughout the county what we have seen.
I had a quick question about the new. My understanding is the new Elks Lodge is rated for hurricanes, like 175 mile an hour. Do you know anything about whether or not that'll change, whether or not first responders will be on the island during major storms?
We evacuate if the county is calling for an evacuation of, because the evacuation is not wind driven, it's flood driven. So
Right.
at the end of the day, we're all zone A, whether we like it or not.
Okay, so that's just the zone.
right.
Okay.
That's
okay.
It all comes down to our flood elevation on the island.
All right, thank you.
Right. Mhm.
I'd like to congratulate everybody up here for coming, and a couple other things is a great job on getting $5 million from anybody. I mean, let's face it, we had the county people out here trying to talk to us about the sewer board, about the sewer and stuff, and they won't even get money for showing up to get some surveys done so we can even get a plan to get this thing going. They come up with this flimsy idea of an MSTUB, wanting everybody here to pay for their survey. And I remember a long time ago that there was always a plan to put sewer systems in Pine Island. That went back a long, long way. So, yeah, congratulations on getting $5 million. But I do have a concern. My concern is that the amount of money each house is paying now is getting exorbitant. Prices of houses are going up, and the cost of Pine Island Fire Department needs to look a little bit closer at it. I mean, I understand what you're trying to do, and I'm not taking fault with you. I appreciate it. But then again, you have to also look at the person out here that's paying this bill. And you have to look at how much it's going to take to do that. But the $5 million, I've been, you know, that's unreal, and I congratulate you on that. That Station 2 has been a horror case for 30 years. I mean, when I was chairman of the board, the one I think the ceiling was coming down on top of people. And finally I said, hey, just build a structure underneath the whole thing, get it going so it looks like something for people to live in. But I commend you on it. Thank you.
That's all we got.
Thank you. Really appreciate you taking the time and sharing all of that wonderful information. Okay, we're just going to go through some updates we have here. Again, there's a lot more detail in the emails that were sent, but just reminders here on the Conservation 2020 that that acreage on the island, 3 different areas were approved for the next step. So we'll keep a close eye on that and see how that pans out. And the zoning case for the Upper Captiva, there was a hearing that was scheduled August 28th that had been rescheduled now to October 24th. So just in case there's any confusion in what is printed, that August 28th meeting was canceled and rescheduled. For Matlacha, they've got a few things going on in October. I just highlighted a couple here, and that the art walk is monthly now, from my understanding, and they're gaining momentum, getting a lot more participation in that, and it's supposed to be a really nice day and evening. And then we also have on the island here, the Fish Streets are having their trick or treat actually on Halloween. So Some more information if you're looking for any kind of assistance from the Pine Island Cares. They've got some programs going on at the Beacon this month. You can see there some, I think a lot of times that open enrollment helps people. And the Calusa Land Trust, excuse me. Okay, I didn't see this, I'm sorry. I apologize. So there's 4 dates there that they're going to have different events. So if you are interested, please contact.
Step in. Chris,
Oh.
those are all work parties for people to go out and help clear invasives and do other volunteer work on the preserves that Calusa Land Trust has on the island. So the dates are there, and you can RSVP to Robert Ballard if you want to join. Thanks.
Thank you. Sorry, I didn't go through that quickly. I mean, in advance, I apologize. And then our regular announcements, the Adopt a Road is continuing next month as normal. And then we have a very special announcement here for Miss Sue. If anyone can attend, I'm guessing that's open to the public to attend. I think I looked at it and they can register. So you're going to have a very nice recognition there. Congratulations at the Calusa Waterkeeper. And aren't they also soliciting for rangers? Is that right?
We're doing ranger training right now. We're doing new ranger training right now. We've gone through the 3rd course, and we have 3 Pine Islanders attending, including Kathy. And then we'll probably be doing another one starting in February. So if you're interested in becoming a Calusa Waterkeeper Ranger, you can let me know.
Excellent. Thank you. And then the Stone Crab Fest will be early November at Winn-Dixie. And then, of course, the hazardous waste collection on November 15th, which we mentioned earlier. And I think that was, oh, this is the map of the 3 properties, in case you're, excuse me, that was, oh, these are the demolition. How did that miss that in my, somehow that got dropped on my notes. I'm sorry. We had a little bit of back and forth on the PowerPoint. So these are actually 3 properties that are scheduled for demolition. I believe the contractor has been chosen. And now they're in permitting, if I remember correctly.
They go through the vetting process, I believe, and for final approval.
Oh, I thought they chose.
The permits are already, it's ready to go. They just need to, they had to choose the contractor, and then there are various, I don't know, if I can probably speak more to it, but there's whatever county process is for doing contracts.
For and that type of work.
Right,
I'm
for any,
guessing.
contractual
I was
obligations.
told that they have to do it from the water. I heard that, so I don't know if that's true or not. But anyway, the 3 that are is the brown house that everybody knows, that we call the Brown Wave House, and then just east of there the gift shop, which was the old actual fish house, and then one on Island Avenue, I believe, is the 3rd one that's actually going to be demolished. So.
And then there's one in St. James City as well.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Again, there's a lot more detail on the website and the email. Okay, so that's it for tonight, unless anybody has any questions or comments. Deb, anybody online? Okay. All right, well, our next meeting's November 4th. We want to thank you again so much for coming. We really appreciate you sharing all that information. Motion to adjourn. Mm-hmm. All in favor. Okay, thanks, everyone. Have a great evening.
Thanks, you guys.